Afternoon. Today we're going to be learning about drawing the coordinate plane and points on the plane. Our I can statement for the day is I can draw a coordinate plane on graph paper in 2 steps. Step number 1, I can draw and order the horizontal and vertical axes. Step number 2, I can mark the number scale on each axis. Scale is going to be our focus for today. It's going to be the main topic that we'll be addressing. So remember, your axes are your number lines that make up a coordinate grid. Your up and down is your vertical, also called your y-axis, while your horizontal is also called your x-axis. So when you hear each referred to throughout, remember that horizontal is referring to your x-axis and vertical is to your y-axis. We're going to start with a problem that we have done very similar to others in class. It says draw necessary components for the coordinate plane on the blank 20 by 20 grid provided below, placing the origin at the center of the grid and letting each grid represent 1 unit. That 1 unit is going to be important today. So first I need to find my origin. Origin is telling me is the center, so I need to find where the center of my graph. So I'm going to start at the top and find my center. So here I know this is going to be line 10 because it's a 20 by 20. So half of 20 is 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I have to go down one more because remember we go to 0. We don't stop at 1. So there is my nice sloppy x-axis. I'm going to label at 0 just so I remember. Now I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to find my center for my y-axis. So here I have a negative 10, negative 9, negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and I have to go to that 0 again, remember? So I'm going to make my center and right where they intersect, that is my origin. So I'm going to label that O. Now it says I need to draw necessary components, meaning I need to know how big each square is. If I remember from up here, each square is 1 unit. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here we have 10. Going to do the same thing to the negative numbers on my x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that is a negative 5 though because we're to the left of 0. Negative 6, 7, 8, 9, and here I have that negative 10. I'm going to erase that 0 off to the side just so it doesn't confuse me. I'm going to do the same thing for my y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being positive because we are going up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now I'm going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I forgot to label it. It's a negative because we're going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being another 5, so that will be a negative 10. So this is our problem that we have been working with. What we can do very easily is find any point on here. If I wanted to know the point 3, negative 2, I can go 1, 2, 3, and then up 2. And I know that is my point. Oops, that would not be my point because I put that negative sign. So always remember, negatives are going to be in the opposite direction from your positive. So 1, 2, 3, and here's where I made my mistake. I need to go down. 1, 2. So that would be my 3, negative 2. All right, let's check another problem that we have, because now it's going to be more interesting. We're going to do the same thing. You see I already copied this over for us. We have our negative 5s to the left, our 5s to the right, 5s up, negative 5 down. Now we're going to plot some of these points. I have 3, 2, so I'm going over 1, 2, 3, and that 2 tells me I'm going up 1, 2. I'm going to cross out so I know I did it, and I'm going to go to my next ordered pair, that 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because it is that positive 4 and that positive 8. Cross it out. Negative 3. So remember, I'm going to my opposite direction, my negatives. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go up a positive 8. So I see my 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to put that negative 3, 8 because I need to label just so other people can look at my work. Negative 2 comma 9 is my next one. So negative 2, 1, 2, down 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we proceed to do the same with the rest. So I'm going to go, my next one is 0, comma 6. 0, I'm not leaving my x-axis because it's telling me I'm moving 0, but I do go up 6 on my y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have that 0, comma 6. And then a negative 1, comma 2. So it's a negative 1 and 1, 2 up. It looks like we are getting the idea. My last one is a 10, so I'm going all the way over and up 2. So that is a 10, comma 2. Now we come to our interesting part. If you look over on the left, you see a question. Can you name a point that cannot be on this grid and explain? Well, I'm going to think, I have a pretty big grid here. But what if I have a number that's larger than 10? Say, negative 20, comma 5. Or I have an 18, comma 3. I can't go over 18 because what happens is 5, 10, and then I'm going to be way off my grid over here. And it wouldn't be organized. So this is what's going to be today called scaling. How do we take a grid and make it so we don't have to stretch it out forever? If we look over here, we have a very similar discussion question is, discuss ways in which the point 18, comma 5 could be graphed without changing the size. Well, what if instead of counting by ones for every unit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I counted by 2s. Then I would have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And then I could definitely graph that 18 because it would fall right here. And I would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right on top of that 8, comma 4. So it is possible, we just have to change how big each unit is. All right, we're going to look at our next one. Our next one says, draw a coordinate plane on the grid below, then locate and label the following points. It's a 20 by 20 grid again, but I'll notice that I have much larger numbers now. So I need to figure out how can I include a number as small as negative 40, a number as large as 35. I'm going to count by 5s and see if that works. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to say 50, because remember there's 10. So 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, and remember I have to go to 0. And then I'm going to do the same thing, and it's going to go down. I'm going to now find the center of my y-axis. If I notice, I have these numbers, negative 4, negative 3, 1, 6, and 9. They're not very big, so I can keep my x-axis from here to here. I can keep that as a unit of 1 because my numbers aren't large for my x values. So I'm going to do the same thing that I did in my previous example, negative 9, or negative 10, I'm sorry. Negative 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And remember, I'm going to that 0. And so I bring it down. And now I'm going to make my origin, just because I'm making sure I label. I'm going to put a 0 just so I remember. If you remember, I said because we have such large y values. My y's are going to be counting by 5. So here I have a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and a 50. I'm going to do the same thing, but now in my negative directions. Negative 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Negative 30, negative 35, negative 40, negative 45, and a negative 50. My x values, though, they're going to be the same because my x values are so small. They only count up by ones so I can cluster them together like I did my last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 plus 5 equals that 10. Going to my left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative because I'm to the left of 0. Then I know this will be a negative 10. Now I'm free to start plotting. So I'm going to start with that negative 4 and positive 20. So negative 4, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. And here I have to make sure I'm counting by those 5s again. Because if I count by 1s, I'm going to be way off the chart. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. And there's my negative 4, comma, 20. I'm going to do the same thing for my negative 3, comma, 35. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Remember, when I'm going up, I'm now counting by 5s because I had such large x values. Then have a negative 1, comma, negative 35, or a 1, comma, 35. So I go positive 1. Then I'm going down 35. 1, 2, 3. Oops, there's my mistake. I was counting by 1s. Negative 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So there's my 1, comma, negative 35 in that fourth quadrant. Last one is my second to last is a 6, comma, 10. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 5, 10. That one was nice and easy, wasn't it? And my next one is going to be a 9, negative 40. So I'm going over to my 9. I'm going down 40, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And there's that negative 40.